Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Miles Cadden. I'm your host for this evening. We do have some guests waiting in the rings for us tonight, but we've got one action-packed show for you tonight. We've got so much going on. It's unbelievable. The story about not Jimmy Hill, but George and John's statue. We're going to talk a little bit about that a bit later on. Also, we've got our Spot the Ball and we've got Guess the Crest tonight. So we've got Spot the Ball and Guess the Crest coming up for you. We've got the song that we had the other week, but we've got his new one. Gareth Weathers has let us have permission again to show his new song about Milan van Eyck. Also, we've got our Oxford fan coming on, which is Andy. So he'll be on a little bit later on, around about 8 o'clock. And but our thoughts, first of all, go out to all the friends and family of Sakamoto in Japan, because obviously they've had a shocking couple of days this week. New Year's, earthquake, and then a plane crash as well. So all our thoughts go out to all his friends and family who live out there in Japan, and I hope everyone's okay. And not only that, we have got two games to talk about, Swansea and also Middlesbrough on New Year's Day. And we have taken 15 points from the last 7 games since Ipswich, and that is 4 wins and 3 draws, which is unbelievable. So we've got loads coming up. So let's get the guests in. Let's get them all in here. And and I forgot as well. Don't forget, we have the game's been moved again for Sky against Millwall for the 11th of February. So we've got all that to talk about. And I want your best 3 players for 2023. So now we're in a new year. I want your best 3 players for 2023. So let's get your people in there, and everyone who's commenting, let's see who your best 3 players are for the season so far. Right, let's get our guests in then. We've got the is the knowledge of everything, is the Wikipedia of Coventry City, the one and only Claudio. Good evening, Claudio.
Evening, Miles. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, mate. Happy New Year. All good?
Yeah, it is at the minute. Yeah, I'm. Well, I say that, but I'm having to pick the daughter up from Bolton later, so that's going to be one hell of an evening after this show's finished. So it's going to be a late night,
one, mate.
I know.
And it's just started raining as well.
And she's getting her own back for me taking her to the Swansea game.
yeah, I reckon she is, definitely. Yeah. And we've got Ken Stewart. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody, all our viewers and everybody else. Hope we all had a nice time. Back to the grind now. Back to the grind.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been off all week though, you jammy bugger.
I am. I'm not back at work until Monday, which is good.
Yeah, not been missed apparently.
Plenty of time to recover. We're not
talking to you. And she's been away. She's been on her jollies again. Every time we get her to come on, she's always on her jollies. She's part of the team, same as Claudio and Ken's part of Sky Blue Fans TV. We got Vicky Oates. Good evening, Vicky.
Evening. Oh, she's frozen.
Oh, she's froze. She's froze. She's dusting off the internet.
You're good?
Yeah, all good. So we've got loads of people tuning in already. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Hope you've had a good new year. Ian Pimlott says good evening. Aaron says good evening. We've got Andy coming in. Good evening, all. Wayne Vaughan, evening, all. Cool, blimey. Robin Fletcher, good evening. Simon Wells says Milan Sakamoto fads. We'll come on to that a little bit later on your best 3 of the year. Evening, all. Happy New Year to Ian Small and also Anne Joyner. Now, before we carry on, we've got Spot the Ball. Right, now listen. That's my paperwork gone out the window. I don't need that with me anymore. I need my pen. So, Spot the Ball, guys. Andy's sitting in the wings, so if he can have a look at this as well and see what he would like to pick. But if you want to have a little go, guys, have a little go, see what you think. Get your guesses in. You could win a prize. Now, no one won this last week. No one won. This is from Sunderland. Ken took this photo. So he took this last week the other week when he was in Sunderland. And if you can have a guess, let us know what you think it is. And we'll come to you first, Claudio.
Oh, it's O'Hare having a dig, is it? 11.
Yeah, it is O'Hare having a dig, yeah.
I'll go for 11.
Number 11 for Claudio. Okay. Vicky, do you want to have a little go there?
Yeah, so I'm blind. 9.
Number 9. Okie dokie. And Ken.
I'm going to go for number 8.
Number 8. Okie doke. We'll get Andy's guess later on. Now, Claudio, if you can take the numbers down for who's guessing the spot the ball, and Ken, if you could take the answers down for guess the gate, because we've got guess the gate tonight as well, haven't we? So if you want to have a go, guess the gate for Saturday's game against Oxford, and also have a go at spot the ball. Yes, we have a winner. So the winner from last week, here we go. Are we ready? The winner from last week is Arrow, 25,931, and the attendance was 25,807. Now, I think Arrow was a new listener, and I think he was looking on Twitter. So, so if you know him or if he's watching tonight, you are the winner from last week for Guess the Gate. So is Guess the Gate again this week, please. Get your guesses in. Saturday, it doesn't look like it's going to be a big crowd at all. Not sure how many Oxford are bringing, but we'll find out a little bit later on. So have your little guesses in there. Now, before we do start and talk about the old football and everything else that's going on, something fantastic today. You can donate to John Sullett and George and John's statue. Hopefully it's going to be up at the CBS next to Mark Robbins. Any donations over £500, you'll get your name on the statue. Those are the details there. You can get in touch. I'll have some more details for Sunday night's show, because I've got a little phone call with Joe Elliott on Sunday, so I'll get a few more details about it all. But he just wanted me to put this up tonight, so I thought I'd get it up there. George and John statue, fantastic gesture, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some comments saying Doug should put his hand in his pocket, but I'm not being funny. He's only just took over the club. I'd rather him buy a player than put all his money into buy a statue, to be honest with you. But now, listen, we're going to talk about the football. Fantastic Christmas, Vicky. We'll come to you first. What a great Christmas.
True, fantastic, hasn't it? Yeah, brilliant. What a turnaround from a few months ago when it was all doom and gloom.
I mean, Ipswich, we lost. We put out a weak team in the first half. Since then, 15 points. You can't believe it, can you?
Great. So I said I was optimistic. I said it had come, didn't I? I said we'd turn a corner, and we have.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, what's been your highlight over the Christmas period? Because obviously Swansea, I mean, people were complaining about the 2-2 draw against Swansea, and then we went up to Middlesbrough on New Year's Day and we turned it over and got the 3 points. If it was the other way round, we'd be well happy, wouldn't we? If we'd got the 3 points at home and 1 point away from home, but it's just the other way round, wouldn't it?
And I think actually, on reflection, winning away at Middlesbrough is an even better result, isn't it? Like, we'd have been happy if we'd have beaten Swansea and got a draw at Middlesbrough, but I think doing it that way around actually just is an extra boost, because Middlesbrough are a decent team, and we've gone up there and got a decent, a really good result, and I just think that like kicks us on into the new year, doesn't it? So all positive at the minute.
Yeah, and Claudio, we were in the car after the Swansea game with your daughter, and you punished her, and now she's punishing you because you've got to drive up to Bolton tonight. I mean, your thoughts after the Swansea game? Because I know you put a comment on our chat room the day after, and you'd calmed down a little bit. What were your thoughts after that game?
It was just frustrating, wasn't it? Because we'd done enough to win it, and it was just a typical Cobb thing, wasn't it? The last seconds, you just knew what was going to happen. the wall wasn't great, was it? And you could see where the ball was going, and it went exactly in that spot. And we should have won, shouldn't we? And we should have had 4 wins at the last 4 games. It would have been incredible, really.
Yeah.
For me, Sunderland away, Middlesbrough away, the Leeds result as well. You know, to see what they did to Ipswich the following game, they battered them, didn't they? We've had some really good results, and it's every time we've played with the 4-3-3, we're getting wins. You know, even against Ipswich, that second half, we had 4-3-3. We won the second half. Just stick with 4-3-3. Sakamoto, we need 11 Sakamoto. Never mind 11 Gary Breens, 11 Sakamotos, because that guy is a superstar for me at the minute. Just love him, absolutely star.
I mean, Ken is on fire, isn't he? You up at Sunderland. I mean, he is literally on fire, isn't he?
Oh, he's been fantastic. He's just come on so much, hasn't he, in the last few weeks? When he first started, we didn't know much about him, obviously, when he come over. It took his time to settle in. But he's now full of confidence, isn't he? Taking players on. Got a few tricks up his sleeve, hasn't he? And every time he gets the ball, everybody's off their seat, aren't they? You know, because we don't know what to expect from him. You know, he either crosses the ball, and he's scoring goals as well, which is even better. You know, he's just coming up on the edge of the box in dangerous positions, and in the right place at the right time. And he's, he's fantastic player, and hopefully his form will continue.
I think he's like a new version of Peter Unlove, isn't he?
He is very similar to Peter Unlove. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt.
He's got the dribble. He comes up with goals.
He gets back defending as well. His defensive work, he's fantastic.
He made some good defensive headers actually from corners in the last few games. Yeah. Brilliant.
I mean, for me, obviously I didn't go Middlesbrough. I didn't get out of bed till 2:00. An hour before, so as soon as I woke up, I seen the team news. A bit of a late night, New Year's Eve. But for me, Sakamoto, his vision is just impeccable. His vision is just amazing. There was a ball that he played in the first half to Haji Wright, and Haji Wright could have laid it off to Sheaf. Sheaf was crying out for it, but he had a shot. I mean, it could have been going in at 2-1 at half time, or we could have gone in 3-2 down at half time because we rode our luck at times. But Sakamoto, for me, Claudio, his vision is just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just a very, very good player. And what's interesting, I've got a few mates who are supporters of other clubs that we've played recently, and they've all said the same thing. Who's that Japanese lad? Where do you get him from? Because no one's heard of him, and it's such a find, a really good find. And I think, his value's gone up already, but I got a feeling he's going to be with us for the duration, I reckon. And at times against Middlesbrough, I thought Sakamoto, Milan, and O'Hare were just brilliant down that right-hand side. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And it's a joy to watch, isn't it, when they start knocking the ball around. When they get it right, it's brilliant. It's really good.
I mean, Ken, when we seen Sakamoto playing the number 10 role at Swansea way back near the beginning of the season, and everyone was saying, oh, he's too lightweight, he gets knocked off the ball. But against Middlesbrough at the weekend, I've done it again. On Tuesday at Middlesbrough, Monday, wasn't it? Sorry, Monday, get it right. Monday, he was out on the far touchline, and him and Milan tackled for a ball. Sakamoto kept hold of it, knocked it down the line. Their player fell over. They were calling for a free kick, and it was nowhere near a free kick. He just absolutely skinned them, didn't he?
Yeah, he's just so good. I mean, he can play, for me, anywhere along that front three, to be honest. And we've seen him early on, didn't we? We seen him start the season, didn't we, in a couple of pre-season games and stuff like that. And he looked a bit exciting, but he was very raw. We didn't really know much about him. But now he's going full of confidence. Confidence is a massive thing in football, isn't it? And if you've got confidence and you've got all the players behind you, the team are playing well, and the fans are behind you, they're singing his song and everything. He's loving it. And he's getting so many man of the matches. His work rate, he's just tremendous. And for me, he can play anywhere along that front three.
I also find the ball is never dead on that touchline. How
No.
many times is it on the actual line you think, oh, it's gone out, and next minute, you know, he's gone down the wing with it, or you know, Milan's got involved and they managed to keep it in. It's brilliant to see.
And he
It's
can score,
brilliant.
and he can score goals with. He's not the tallest of players, but he can score goals with his head, can't he?
Yeah.
You know, he scored a header against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
We build him up. He won't be playing on Saturday, will he?
But yeah,
But Vicky, the understanding between Milan and Sakamoto down that right-hand side, you can see it, can't you? You can see that they've been training hard together. They're working hard together. You can see that you can see the team's starting to become a real team now, aren't they?
Definitely. I mean, I think that even from early on in the season, you could see that like Sakamoto and Milan had to get, like, you could tell they were like decent players there. So there was already a bit of excitement quite early on, wasn't there, about what they could potentially become. And I think as the season's gone on and they've got used to each other and their teammates as well, it's just getting better and better, isn't it? And that, and like Claudio said, with O'Hare coming in and that little sort of triangle between them, it's really just exciting, isn't it, to watch? And I think that's what we want, really, to go along and be excited. So it's great.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the Middlesbrough game, Claudio, I mean, we did ride our luck in the first half. There's no doubt about it. But Brad Collins pulled off some cracking saves.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's a decent keeper. I'm not much for this comparing all the time. You know, with Ben, what's the point? He's in goal. He's a decent keeper. I think he commands the box quite well. You know, I think he's come out a few times to collect crosses, you know, corners and all the rest of it. He does try to move the ball quick when he can. And if you notice, he plays quite high up when we're in possession up the pitch. He tends to come outside the 18-yard box. But he made some good saves in that first 20 minutes, half an hour, didn't he? And kept us alive, basically. But that's what you want him for, don't you? And we hit lucky there, I think, getting him, to be honest.
Yeah. He was very highly rated, wasn't he? Highly rated when he came on. We didn't know much about him, but you know, he hasn't done much wrong, Ben Wilson, and you do feel sorry for him a little bit. But you know, at the end of the day, he's come in and took his chance, and he looks good. He does dominate that box. He comes out quick. He sees attacks quick. He gets rid of the ball very quickly, and his distribution, I think, is a lot better than Ben Wilson is.
Yeah, Vicky, do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's his decision making as well, isn't it? So releasing the ball quick to like the right player. I mean, there's a couple of occasions, isn't there, when we've sort of broke from that, and it's the ability to think quickly and see what's going on ahead of him. And I think he's the best that we've had for a while that does that. I mean, I always think, I don't know, you get all the goalkeepers get quite a lot of abuse on like social media, and I don't know what people are expecting sometimes. I mean, if we were like Liverpool or someone, I mean, even their goalkeeper makes a mistake sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, no goalkeeper is infallible, and at this level, I think that we've got one of the best in the Championship. I don't know. There's many of those that I think are better. When you're watching the EFL and you see some of the goals that goalkeepers are letting in, we've got a really decent quality goalkeeper in Collins and decent backup with Wilson. And so I don't think we need to look in that position. And we'll probably see people talking about it on social media that we haven't got like good enough goalkeepers for promotion pressure. I disagree entirely with that. I think that Collins has been a really decent find. And unfortunately, you make a mistake as a goalkeeper, 9 times out of 10 it's going to lead to a goal, and people remember it, don't they? But every player makes a mistake. And I think when I was watching the 87 Cup final back, it was on ITV over the weekend, and Oggy made obviously a couple of mistakes. So I was thinking, I bet he's glad that there wasn't social media around in his day, because all goalkeepers make mistakes. Like, Oggy's a legend because people didn't keep on focusing on the negatives all the time. It's
At the 87 reunion thing, they were ripping the mickey out of Oggy, and even Oggy said he had a howler that day. And
when he came out,
they were taking the piss out of him, basically saying he was terrible on the day.
Yeah, imagine if Facebook had been around in those days. I mean, Facebook would have been it'd have been a meltdown, wouldn't it?
We said to Oggy, you made a brilliant stop right at the end. He says, it's a good job. It's the only thing I stopped all game, is what he said.
Well, we'll come on to FA Cup memories later on because obviously it's the FA Cup weekend. Let's just quickly do Spot the Ball again. We get some comments coming in. Here's your Spot the Ball. If you haven't had a go, have a go now. Get your guesses in, please. Have a little go, see where you think the ball is. It's O'Hare having a shot at Sunderland. Ken took the picture high up in the heavens up there and at the top of the stand. I don't even know how you got that picture. Blimey, that's a really good one.
I had to come down
through the archives for that.
I had to come down a few steps to take it.
Yeah, I bet you did. There you go. So get your guesses in, guys. Have a little go at that. See where you think the ball is. And also, we got the winner of Guess the Gate last week, 25,807. The winner is at Arrow. I think he was a new listener on Twitter. So he guessed 25,931. So if you want to have another guess this week, have another guess because we've got a home game on Saturday against Oxford. Let's get some comments coming in because it is absolutely full of comments here. So let's have a little scour through, see what we've got. Ian Pimlock comes up. He says, what a fantastic period. The Sky Blue Army have had a Northeast double, a draw that felt like a loss, and 2 points weren't expected to get at least at Leeds and Southampton. Yeah, I mean, we certainly did that really well. I mean, we got the points, 15 points since Ipswich. I think it's absolutely amazing. Out of a possible, I think is it 19 points, if I'm not mistaken? So 15 points out of 19 ain't too bad at all. Wayne Vaughan's gone Bidwell, Tats and Milan, 2023 best players so far. Mini 1978 comes in PUSB. Good evening, Vic and panel. Good evening. Wayne Vaughan's gone number 20 for Spot the Ball. Cov Andy's gone number 12. Jason Dean Astrophil 23. Ian Small 22. Paul Thomas 13, please. Wes says 13, unlucky for some. Simon Wells says number 5. Aaron says 22. Robin Fletcher says number 19. We live and die in these towns. Best 3 Coventry City players so far this season for me is Bidwell, Milan Van Eyck and Sakamoto. Simon Wells says 19,000 on Saturday. Well, I don't know if it's going to be that much, is it? Wayne Vaughan says 13,500. Wes says 16,538. Paul Hughes says evening from Melrose in Scotland. Good evening, Paul Hughes.
Good evening, Paul.
One of our partners up there on the left-hand side of the screen. Ian Pimlott says number 2 number 19s. What is there? Is it 2 number 19s? Sorry,
I didn't notice.
I've not been well all week. Wayne Vaughan says it's going out outside South Stand. Oh, it's going outside the South Stand. We live and die in these towns, says 12,962. Aaron's comes in, says, I guess 25,931 on the stadium last week on YouTube. Oh, did you?
Okay.
So it's Aaron, not Arrow. Ken can't read his own writing.
Aaron, is it you?
Could be Aaron. I'll put
Aaron.
down for some reason, but yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. We'll check that out. That's fine.
Yeah, it's Aaron. It's Aaron. It's Ken's can't read his own handwriting.
I was thinking.
There you go, Aaron.
I was getting carried away with the darts. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
That's his superhero name, Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow. Yeah. There you go, Aaron. You've won, mate. Well done.
So
Paul Hughes says 12,000.
Apologies, Aaron.
Adam Shaw says number 18. Covandy 13,250. Sky Blue Sam. Thoughts on the club seemingly not donating any money to Curtis and Sillett's statue raiser? Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that very shortly. We'll talk about that after we've had the Oxford fan on. We'll talk about John Sillett and the statue and everything. I'm sure they will put something in. Paul Hughes, Sakamoto works so hard as well as skillful and brilliant. Sky Blue Sam says Sakamoto is the signing of the season. Rest him for Saturday so he's fit. God. Fit, so he's fit. God, yeah, okay. I think it means ready for Leicester. He's just magic. Sakamoto for the Leicester game. There you go. There it is. We live and die in these towns. The draws against Leeds and Southampton are massive. Hoping we can get at least a point in just over a week's time against the other team relegated from the Prem in Leicester City at the CBS. I think we'll beat Leicester next week. There's just something about it. It's just the momentum. Yeah. I think we're going to do Leicester next week.
They've got a couple of players missing as well due to the African nations. Yeah. I think we will.
I think we're going to do them. Adam Shaw says Sakamoto is the Japanese Messi. He sure is. Ian Small says Sakamoto has it all. Potential, 2 good feet, tricks and technicality. Read that, Vic. Technically very good. Above all the graphs. Long may he continue to improve. Miles, Paul Thomas says, Miles, you called it about Tats when you first seen him at MK Dons. Did I?
You did.
I don't remember
that.
Did I? Wow. Okay. Can anyone tell me a fullback that has actually stopped Sakamoto being effective for us? Can't think of one. I was going to say to you, Vic, I've only seen him offside once. That was against Middlesbrough at the weekend on Monday.
Yeah.
He got caught offside, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Yet you look at Hadji Wright, he's offside every single bloody game. He's played like the Spence, Townsend, Manning, McCallum, etc., and none of them have stopped him. No, they haven't stopped him. They can't cope with him. Spencer's gone back to Tottenham from Leeds. That's interesting. Yeah, Wayne Vaughan says Tats is defending well too. He is. He's getting better and better. Isn't he, Claudio?
Yes. He's just a very, very good player.
Yeah, the defending is definitely something he's added to his game, though, isn't it? I think. And
the vignettes they call them, these little videos they do of players when you sign them. There's quite a few of him defending corners near post, jumping up really high, and I've got Japanese, Korean, Chinese players. You get a real good work ethic. Yeah, I mean, just look at Sonnet. I mean, Park used to be at Man United. These guys, they just don't stop working. They're very, very good players, and I think that's the way to go. I think there's some talented players in Asia, and it's worth bringing them in if you can afford to bring them in. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a bargain, weren't he? I reckon. Yeah. People are saying he was too expensive for his age, but no way, definitely not. Sky Blue Sam, is Sakamoto better and an all-round player in terms of defensive performance and attacking threat than Unlove and Hadji were for us? I think he is, isn't he? Definitely is. Bobby Thomas saved him from an absolute howler earlier in the game against Middlesbrough. Well, they're there to cover each other, aren't they? They are there to cover each other. That's what Alan says. And it's like you always see Bobby Thomas covering, don't you, behind Van Eyck and also Sakamoto. You always see him coming across to help out, don't you?
And it's interesting to see. Have we missed Kitchen over the last couple of matches? He's an important player, but he hasn't been there. But have we missed him? We've got strength in depth, haven't we?
Yeah, and we look comfortable with 4 at the back. It just looks so much better. Whoever plays in this 4, I prefer it. I just hope we don't. I don't want to see 3 at the back anymore. I just keep it with the 4. It just works.
Yeah, and we've got players who can just come and slot in, which is great.
Yeah.
Definitely. Bobby Thomas needs a big shout up for this performance, especially in December. He's been a rock for us. He has. He's just grown and grown and grown. Since his partnership, like you've just said, Claudio, with the 4 at the back, since his partnership with Kitchen and Collins there, I think he's just growing in confidence and he's just getting better and better each week. I think the whole team's just getting better each week, and there's no, you can't really knock it really. Even Sims and Hadji Wright are starting to look like players, aren't they? Especially the way Sims was running at Middlesbrough at the weekend. I thought he did absolutely fantastic.
Well, Bobby Thomas put in a couple of tackles in the last few games where I felt it back in row double L in the block 18. He put a couple of real crunches in, didn't he? Proper old-fashioned tackles. I thought That's what you want. That's what you want your centre half doing.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's what you need.
I doubt.
That's what you need. There was a challenge. There was a challenge. I think it was not Kitchen. I think it was Binks against Swansea, and he knocked the player into the advertising audience over by Ken, and you could hear him hit it over by us in block 15. You could hear the thump as he hit it. It was like, oh, that's a crunching tackle. That is. Wayne Vaughan. I like reading your Facebook replies, Vicky. There you go.
Oh, thanks, Wayne.
You got a fan there. Adam Shaw, I'm still trying to work out how Bidwell done the cross. Oh, fantastic cross.
No, when he fell over, slipped,
yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah. Let's see the goals while they're talking about crosses, shall we? Here we go. Let's put the goals on.
And let's float it in. Oh, it's a great save to deny Thomas. Sakamoto with the rebound. And Coventry City are level. And Tad Sakamoto's win. Oh, it hasn't committed a foul there. And I with the cross. Sims with a shot is saved. And it'll come to right. And Coventry City leads. His first effort was saved. His second effort rolled towards goal. And right for inside the area, through to Hadji Wright. Bidwell making an overlapping run. Wright tries to find him, and Bidwell slides in, and it's headed into the net by Sakamoto. Sims couldn't reach it. Sakamoto could. Brilliant from Bidwell, because that looked.
That's brilliant, isn't it? What a cross, Vicky.
Oh, brilliant, isn't it?
Brilliant cross. Yeah.
Bidwell
corners on his arse.
It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see Hadji. Sims' goal was snatched on the line by Hadji, weren't it?
They were laughing about it, weren't they? They were laughing
from the game before.
Yeah, I think the middle's defender probably would have got that cleared.
It looked like he could have got that.
Yeah, I think we would have cleared it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think he would have cleared it. I really do.
I thought it was nice to see them I thought it was nice to see them like laughing about that. It shows a bit of camaraderie, didn't it? I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, can I just say though, Bidwell for me has just been unbelievable.
Yeah.
He really has. He got his spot taken off him by De Silva. He got the chance to come in and take it away from De Silva, and he's took his chance and he's grabbed it, and he's just been fantastic. And he can.
Yeah, every time he's come in, he's done a job, and he's just a reliable player, isn't he? You can rely on him, and he's always going to be there. And he's playing in his right position for me, and that makes a difference. If you've got a player playing his correct position, which he is now, then that makes a hell of a lot of difference, and it just shows you how good a player he is. And he's up there creating goals as well as defending.
Yeah, it's just been unbelievable, and he's playing with a broken hand as well, Vic.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
I think when you've got with Bidwell, he's always shown commitment, hasn't he? I mean, I liked him last season because I thought that whatever you got commitment from him. Like, he's a player that turns up and gives his all week in, week out. And I think now that he's playing in his position, we're seeing the added quality that he can bring to that as well. But so I'm really pleased for him, because I think he deserves that chance, and it's nice he's been able to take it.
Yeah.
It's credit to the manager as well, because he could have been stubborn and stuck with De Silva in the 4, but he just chose not to. And it's fair play to Mark Robbins. He's put the right player in the right position at the right time, and that's his role. He's a left back. He's a decent left back.
Yeah, definitely. He's absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Now, listen, we've got loads of comments coming in, and we'll have to get to them a little bit later on, because we've got our Oxford fans sitting in the wings, and we're going to get him to do Spot the Ball, and we've got Guess the Crest, so we'll get him to get involved in that.
And the quiz.
And we want you all to get involved in Guess the Crest, and we've got the Oxford quiz for the Oxford fans.
So that sounds really... When you say Oxford quiz, it sounds come from the Oxford dictionary.
Probably has.
Hey, not that right in Oxford. It's everybody goes there to university.
But there was one comment just coming. He says it. I've lost it now. Oh yeah, Paul Thomas come in. He said it pains me to say he thinks it'll be 7,000 against Oxford on Saturday. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it doesn't seem a good turnout, unfortunately. But who blames everyone, because we never do very well in cup competitions over the last few years. So who knows what team we're going to be playing. Right, let's get some adverts up. Then I've got a little surprise for everyone, and we're going to get the Oxford guest in, Andy, as well. So we'll be back very shortly.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Miles Cannon. I'm joined today by Claudio, Ken and Victoria. Brilliant. Full team today, which is absolutely superb. And we've got our Oxford fan coming up very shortly. Now, before we do, we've got a little surprise for you. And I always ask permission to put this on. And I don't know if you've seen it this week, but it's absolutely fantastic. I think this song is better than last week's. It's Gareth Withers' song about Milan van Eyck.
He likes the camera and the TikTok scene. He never had the time of Gustavo to let the Netherlands kinship flow. With Xhaka, his relationship continues to flower as his circle reaches 88 miles per hour. Oh, he got style. He's 23. He's like a human in his fire machine, or supersonic, like old Johnny. You came around the woo, big body. You'll find that if together he is playing with fire. Singers cry, show me, at 27, show me, the celebration, loaded, by Casey Soul, our frame of mind is heightened by a 4-year show, foes to the left of me, faithful to the right, I stir their knees as really taking flight. Sakamoto, Hachipoko. Sakamoto, so long, Moro.
There you go. That's brilliant, isn't it, guys? It's fantastic.
Really clever.
Thank you, Gareth. Thank you for letting us play that. Beer Cans come in and says, "Oi, oi, oi! Frigging love my Sky Blue Army." Yeah, we love our Sky Blue Army as well. Now we have got an FA Cup tie coming up this week, and God, why are we so bad in the third round of the FA Cup? I don't know. I don't think we've had success since we beat Stoke when they're in the Premier League. I think was the last time we got past the third round and stuff. So, yeah, we do have visitors. Eh?
It's not that long.
It is. Of course it is.
We had Southampton in the fourth round a couple of years ago. That was past.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yeah.
And what about that run when we got Milton Keynes away? I think it's become a like something in people's minds that we don't do very well, and I don't think we're as bad as we think we are.
Yeah,
you're being told here.
And do you know what though, Vic? We broke the voodoo of coming from behind.
Exactly.
We won it, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
2 years. So we've got to change it. Right, let's get our Oxford fan in. He's a friend of Claudio from the Football League podcast, and let's introduce him. Here comes Andy. Good evening, Andy.
Good evening, Miles, and thank you to all of you for having me on. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. Now, listen, you are our guest, and we've got a couple of things we need to go through with you. Now, you've probably had a look at it before. We've got Spot the Ball. Have you had a little nose?
Yeah, I've had a little nose. I'd like to go with number 13, I reckon.
Number 13. Okay. So anyone else who's just joined us, if you haven't had a go yet, have a go. So number 13. Okie doke. Now, we've got another little competition here, which I'm just going to make a note here first. We have Guess the Crest. Now, I don't want you to say who they are. I want you to guess how many you think you've got right. And everyone else, please don't put your answers down. Just say if you've got 1, 2, or 3 right. And they are these. And you get a bonus point if you can. There's a link between these 3 clubs. If you can get the link, then please, we'll give you an extra point, guys. So how many badges do you think you've got right there? We'll go with Ken first.
Oh, 1.
1. Okay. 1. Okay. Claudio? I reckon he'll get all 3.
Definitely 2.
2.
I know Andy will recognise one of them.
Vicky will get 3.
I won't. I recognise 2 of them. The third one I'm a bit stumped with.
Okay. If anyone's answering on the comments, don't answer. Just just tell us how many you think you've got. And Andy?
I think 1, maybe 2.
Oh, what? I'll put down 2 then, shall I? Okay, I'll put 2. Okay. And there is a link between all 3. So, there's a bonus point out there. Have a think about what you think it might be, So, we've got some people coming in with some guesses. We live and die in these towns. Thinks he's got 3. Andy, that's the number 2 again, and his guess. So, right then. So, Andy, Oxford.
Indeed.
Excited?
Oh,
excited for Saturday?
Absolutely. I'm just hoping that you play 3 at the back and that Sakamoto gets rested based on what I've seen. But other than that, very excited, yes.
And how is it you came to follow in Oxford then?
Well, I moved there as a young lad, and my dad took me along to watch my first game there back in 1973. I've been hooked ever since. So I've been doing it for 50 years, which is why all my hair's fallen out, I think. But yes. And
did you come to Wembley when we played you at Wembley?
No, I didn't. I was working that day, I'm afraid. And I'm glad I didn't based on the result as well.
It was a very special day. It was really good. We really enjoyed ourselves.
I'm sure you did, yes.
Now, we visited Oxford a few times in pre-season and also when we're in League One and down in League Ones. Dabo, our ex right back, scored 2 own goals in a 3-3 draw.
Oh yeah.
And we were walking away with it, and Dabo ended up putting 2 balls in the back of the net. Are you expecting the same this weekend?
No, not really. We've got 8 players out injured at the moment, so I'm not really sure. But I don't think we're going to get past you. I think you're going to break your 3rd round hoodoo against us somehow, some way.
I don't know. Depends who it depends what team we're putting out, to be honest with you. Especially when we played Northampton, we thought we had a strong enough team last year and we didn't. And Wrexham.
Yeah.
You're going to be more encouraged by the minute.
Well, I mean, your season started off quite well. You're near the top of the table. You're flying, but you've had a little bit of a hiccup in the last couple of weeks. Is that because of your injuries then?
Yes, largely. I mean, there's been a bit of uncertainty around as well because clearly Liam Manning was doing a great job as the manager, and he was poached by Bristol City. So we were left a bit in limbo. We've got a number of players in on loan that were all his idea, where he negotiated with the parent clubs. And I think those guys, a lot of them are thinking, well, what's going to happen in January? And here we are. And, we've got Des Buckingham in charge now instead. And he's very much unproven in the EFL. He's managed a lot overseas. He's got all the right coaching badges. He's a local Oxford lad. But we're in a bit of limbo, really. I think the whole club was a bit rocked when Manning went so soon after he'd come. And so that's kind of contributed as well. But the injuries are a big factor. Yeah, to have 8 first team players missing from a League One squad at any given stage is obviously a big deal. But we do try and play the game the right way, and the people who've come in instead have done a reasonable job. We won at Charlton on New Year's Day, really good performance there. So who knows, you know?
Yeah, and what are you expecting crowd-wise coming down to the CBS on Saturday?
Well, the last time I looked, Oxford had sold 2,600 tickets, and I think that's closer to 3,000 now. So you can add that to whatever your home gate is.
And I mean, your fans must be thinking that we could be for a turnover, to be honest with you, because we did get turned over by Wrexham last season, with them being non-league. But obviously, they do have a League One or a League Two side anyway as a squad size based on the team they are. Do your fans fancy your chances this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's seen as an interesting test for us, really, because we're clearly the right end of League One. It's a much better Oxford squad than you would have seen the last time you guys were down in League One. We are kind of gently and quietly improving all the time, and with everybody fit, we're with a very good chance of promotion this year. So it's a good test for us against what's clearly a quality championship team that hasn't lost in 7, have you? You have your 15 points and against some pretty impressive opponents too. So it's a really good test for us. But to pick up on your own point, I guess it depends what team Cov put out as well, and and who we've got fit on the day. But yeah, I'd say we're in with some sort of a chance, yeah.
And now you had Jody Jones with you for a little while.
Yeah.
He went off to Notts County and he's just done absolutely amazing things.
Yeah.
How was Jody when he was with Oxford?
He was injured a lot, but when he was fit, it was quite impressive. And he's gone over there to Notts County, and we've had a guy come the other way from Notts County, Ruben Rodriguez, who we like even more.
I mean, it was a shame really because you got Jody as he was coming out of his triple ACL injuries.
Yeah.
So, and probably that was a time where he was trying to get fit and to improve on his fitness levels and to get further. But I mean, did he show any promise while he was there when he wasn't injured?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he looked great when he wasn't injured, but he was just injured too much. That was the issue, really. And I think it like you say, it was like one thing after another for him, wasn't it? Really. And but now he does seem to be coming back, to form, as you say, at Notts County and doing a good job there. So fair play to him. He's a good lad, nice lad.
And coming up on Saturday when you're coming down to the CBS, who have we really got to look out for then? If you've got 8 key players out, who are we going to be worried about this weekend?
There's still a few. You've probably heard of Cameron Brannigan before because he was there probably the last time we played you, and he was probably the most important player in Oxford's team for a long time. But now we've got a few other people around him who kind of match his quality. So both him and the fusion with him. And Ruben Rodriguez in front of him, and Marcus McGuane alongside him as like a midfield set. They're 3 of our better players. McGuane's been amazing this year. Last season he was passing the ball backwards and sideways too much, but he's come on in leaps and bounds. Also, if he's still there, will come Saturday. Worth looking out for is our goalkeeper, James Beadle, who we've got on loan from Brighton. He's the England under-20 keeper, and Brighton think very highly of him. And it is rumoured that he will be recalled and loaned out somewhere higher up the spectrum. Both Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham are said to be quite interested in him. But he's been a key part, really, for us this season in terms of helping us get where we've got in the league so far. And he's 19 years old and about 6'9", he appears. He's a great big... He's not that tall, really. He's 6'4" or 5, I think, but he appears to be more. And he's been a big presence, and I think he's probably going to go a long way in the game. So, assuming he's still there on Saturday, he's well worth looking out for because you might be looking at a future England goalkeeper there.
But if he's on loan, do you think Brighton would want him cup tied? Do you think?
That's a question, yeah, and that we don't know. And as I say, I think there's probably a bigger fear that he was on loan at Crewe last year. He's been with us this time. They've been gently progressing him up the leagues, and it's rumoured that, as I say, both Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday are potentials for him to go to for the second half of the season. But then there's other people saying how much game time would he get there, where he's played practically every game for us this season, and he's been outstanding. His distribution's very good too. He's a great kicker of the ball.
And teams obviously, when their parent clubs, they want them to play. I mean, we've got a player at the moment on loan from Brighton. He's not even getting a kick of the ball because the players that are in the first team are just way above his level, really, to be honest with you. Now we'll come back to you very shortly. We're going to bring up Spot the Ball again, just to get some people who haven't had a go yet, because we've had some new people listening and watching. Have a little guess, see where you think Spot the Ball is.
There is 2 19s there, Miles.
Is there?
Yeah, look. Yeah, just spotted them. 2 19s. Right next to each other, really.
Yeah, there is. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I normally have 2 number 1s on there.
You have to put 19A or 19B.
No, you can do. Have a guess anyway. See where you think it is. See where you think it is. Have a little guess on there, guys. And guess the crest. Here you go. Guess the crest. Tell us how many you think you've got right. Don't tell us the names of the teams. Just tell us how many you think you got right. And there is a bonus point as well. There is something to do with these 3 teams, all related to the question. So there you go. Have a little guess. So, Claudio, do you want to do your quiz?
Oh, go on then.
Okay. Here you go then, Andy. Everyone can join in as well, guys. If you want to join in while you're looking, join in.
First of all, I'll do my little Coventry and Oxford facts and figures. We played each other 14 times. We've won 8, we've drawn 1, and we've lost 5 times to Oxford. Oxford had only won once in Coventry. That was in 2019. I reckon I've been to all but one of those matches. And virtually every time we've played in Oxford, we've been awful. I know we've been terrible when we've gone there. Pre-season friendly was quite good. And we lost. I remember losing badly in that Carabao Cup match. I think it was 2-0 not so long ago, wasn't it? About 4 years ago. Yeah. That wasn't great, was it? But one notable connection as a player was the great Bobby MacDonald. He played 161 consecutive matches for the Sky Blues, joined Man City, and then played 94 times for Oxford. And I think he won 2 promotions with Oxford United. And I believe he's a big player for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everywhere he's been, this guy's been a legend. In all that period, I think he played 91 times for Man City. He never missed a game. So he played 161 times for us, 91 times for Man City, and then 94 times for Oxford without missing a game. Yes. For a left back in old-fashioned football is incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, top player. So we've got the quiz. Right, anybody can have a go. This isn't to embarrass you.
I know that one. Oh. It's 1960.
Oh, they are. I didn't get a chance to read it. In which year did Oxford United adopt its name from Headington United?
1960. 1960.
1960 is the correct answer.
Wow.
So, right, question 2 coming up. Which player holds a record for the most overall appearances for the club?
Oh, I'm going to go with John Shuker.
Oh. Well, I've got Ron Atkinson.
You're probably right.
Big Ron. Big Ron.
Big Ron, yeah. And I think, was his brother your all-time record goal scorer?
Yeah, Graham Atkinson. Yeah, about 79 goals, I think. I might be wrong about that. But...
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Didn't John Aldridge play for Oxford as well?
Oh, yeah, just once or twice.
Yeah,
they've had some good players over the years, you know.
Yeah.
Right. In 1950, Headington United became the first professional club to do what?
Use floodlights.
Oh, this man's a star. I said he'd be good. They were the first professional club to install floodlights.
Oh, wow.
For those who don't know, they were Headington United, but they got elected into the Football League, and basically they changed their name to be more high profile, and that's why they became Oxford United. I think it's about right, isn't it?
And actually, almost. What happened was we kept winning the Southern League or doing very well in it. and nobody knew where Headington was. We were repeatedly applying to be in the Football League, and because nobody knew where Headington was, being like a suburb of Oxford, if you want, sort of like Fallsgrave, but the club decided to change its name to Oxford United, and pretty much as soon as we did, the application to join the Football League became successful when Accrington Stanley went bust, which was in 1962. And there's another little aside for you. When we got relegated to the conference, Accrington Stanley got promoted. So there's
that's just knackered one of my questions at us, John.
Oh,
Yeah. I was going to say the first time I went to Oxford, because to me it reminds me of us locally of Covington around here. Because I remember we parked up and we walked through. And we went, "This is the most picturesque area I've ever seen for a football ground where the old ground was."
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. We didn't know where we were. It's like, this isn't a normal area for football ground.
No.
It's pretty impressive. So question 4. Which club did Oxford United replace when they were elected into the Football League in 1960?
Accrington Stanley.
There's an error in this question. It was 1962. But
Actually, I've written down 62, but I was doing this half asleep earlier on. But,
you've got to get the book. Yeah.
It is Accrington Stanley. Right. Before you give your answer, I wonder if our lot can answer this one. What was the proposed new name that Robert Maxwell suggested when he tried to merge Oxford United and Reading? Anybody remember this?
Oh, blimey.
Think of a river.
What a hideous idea.
Thames United.
Close, but no cigar.
Ox United.
No.
You tell them, Andy.
Thames Valley Royals.
That's correct.
Oh, Thames Valley Royals.
Wow.
I know.
That would have gone down well.
And who's going to move it? Weren't they going to move everybody to a different area as well?
Yeah, they had a plan to build a stadium in Didcot, which is sort of halfway between the two.
Unbelievable.
It was a little joke at the time that we could have, you could have had, say, Kerry Dixon from Reading and 10 Oxford players, and you'd have had a decent team. But clearly they've got great things, and bless them.
And of course, it did happen to Wimbledon, didn't it? With the MK Dons. So, yeah. And we've got one more question here. Now, I think it's interesting. I wonder if our lot can get this. Who was the manager at the time when Oxford United won the National League playoff final in 2009-10 season to see them promoted back into the EFL? Shall I give him a clue? He's Premier League manager at the minute.
Yeah,
Premier League.
And
Premier League manager.
Twice.
At the minute.
He also managed a team where Coventry played home games for a while after he left Oxford.
Roy Hodgson.
No, the new Sheffield United manager.
Here's the correct answer.
Oh.
That's right,
Yeah.
Chris Wilder. So it shows you when these guys turn up, that some of them have done some groundwork elsewhere. I think it's because you're so far removed from lower league football. We haven't been, because we've been around it for the last few years. You don't realise how far some of these lads have, managers have come, basically.
Yeah.
So he was doing National League. And like you said, when he did get relegated before then, it was Accrington Stanley, the new Accrington, I should say, replaced.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there we have it. Well done, Andy.
Well
I knew you
done,
would,
well
though.
done.
I thought it's a right quiz for man of your knowledge.
He did very well. I think he's done the best of the whole lot so far, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's good when he's actually giving you answers to questions not even asked yet. It's a bit like that comedy sketch with the two Ronnies, wasn't it? He's answering the question from before or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well done, Claudio. Absolutely superb again. Now, Andy, where do you think you're going to get promoted this season?
It depends what happens in the January window, really. We need a centre forward desperately. We possibly need a holding midfielder, and a right back wouldn't go amiss. If we can get those bits right, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the league position at the moment. Do you think it will affect? Do you think you're going to go for the league instead of going for this game on Saturday?
Do you know, I really it'd be nice to go a bit further. It would be nice to test ourselves more. So I don't know. I think they will go for it on Saturday. Yeah, I think we'll field a strong team.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. And now, listen, we're going to go with scores. So we'll go with Claudio first. Give us a score.
Do you get replays in the third round?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to Oxford for a replay.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I think we are. I think it'll be a 1-1. I don't think we'll have a strong team out. Well, I say not a strong team. It's a good bench now. It'll be a mixed up team. I think that they've got a bit of a following. It's going to be exciting. 1-1.
1-1. Okay, Vicky.
I'm going to say 1-0 to Carve.
1-0. Okay, Ken.
Depending on what side he puts out, but I think we've got a stronger squad than we had last year. Anyway, put it that way. And I think whatever team he puts out should be good enough to beat them on the day. And I think Robin's made that mistake last year by playing a weak side, so I don't think he'll go too weak. And I think we'll come out 3-1 winners.
3-1. And Andy.
I think you're going to beat us 2-1.
2-1. Okie dokie. I think it's going to be. It ain't going to be a draw. I can't see it being a draw. I think we are a little bit too strong, unless he just rests a load of first teamers and put a load of youth team players in, like Stretton and all that sort of thing. I don't know. But I think I'll go 2-0. I think because no one's gone for that, so I'll go for 2-0. I'm going to go for that this week. I reckon. I think we just got a little bit too much. And Andy, before you go, we've got to do these crests in a minute. But are you ever going to build a stand behind your goal?
No, we're going to build an altogether new stadium because the lease on the Kassam Stadium, Firoz Kassam is no longer anything to do with the club, but he still owns the stadium and we rent it from him. The lease expires in 2 years and we have to get out. And there are plans to build a new stadium, planning permission request going in very soon. Just to the north of Oxford, so a bit nearer to you guys for any future visits if we can get it through. And oh boy, do we need it, because we will be. I mean, you guys know all about this. We would be without a home in a couple of years if we don't, because we won't be able to renegotiate with Firoz Kassam to keep playing in his stadium. So there is a plan, as I say, to build one just off the A34, a little bit south of Junction 9 of the M40, right on the northern edge of Oxford. And there's a big sort of. It looks like it's going to happen. That would certainly have 4 stands. The irony of it is that the site they want to build it on is called the Triangle.
Can't have 3 sides.
4-sided stadium in a triangle. Only we could do that.
Well, you never know. That would be a first, wouldn't it? It'd be a first.
We look forward to welcoming you there, the Championship or the Premier League in 5 years. You know.
Well, they built a stadium in Qatar out of crates off a ship, didn't they? So who knows what you'll make it out of?
Well, you never know.
You know what I mean? Right, let's get these crests then. So here we go then, guys. So Claudio, you said you got 2. Give me your 2.
Swindon, that's Leamington in the middle. And the other one, I don't know. I was still going to say Reading, but it's not Reading because I don't know.
Okay. Ken, give me your 1.
The only one I had was Leamington in the middle. I couldn't remember the other 2.
Okay. Vicky, give me your 2. Vic?
No, I thought the same as Claudio, Swindon and Leamington. And I don't know that one on the right either. I don't remember ever seeing that before in my life. It's weird.
Okay. And Andy, you said 2.
Yeah, I'm very sad to recognise Swindon, as you can probably imagine, but I will. I'll just say the word quickly. And the one in the middle, clearly I don't have the local knowledge you guys had. I was going to go with Boston United. That's not to do with the colours of it than anything else, but clearly I'm wrong.
Okay. And did you get the... Yeah. Say that again.
The right-hand one, I've not got a Scooby-Doo.
Okie doke then. Right, well, let's see How many you got right? Here you go. So, Swindon, Leamington, and Sutton United. There you go.
And the connection, please.
The connection have all played Cov City. And actually, they've all played in the first round of the FA Cup as well, because Leamington got to the first round of the FA Cup against Colchester United and got beat 8-1, I think it was, if I remember right.
Was your brother
goal of the
manager
round? He was, yeah.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was manager at the time, yeah.
7 promotions in 9 years, and they sacked him after 11 games because he couldn't. They kept drawing and not winning. There you go.
Yeah, and the same bloke's been there about 15 years now.
And they're still in the same league. So
they've dropped down.
Make that one up. Make that one up, eh? Make that one up. So there you go. Yeah, they all got to the FA Cup. They've all played in the first round, and they've all played against Cov as well. So there you go. There you are. Right. Well, Andy, thank you very much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, Andy.
Thank you very much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
And are you coming on Saturday?
Sadly not. I'm working.
Oh, bless you. Well, listen, if you're listening to
he lives in the Hull now, so it's a good old trek.
Well, right.
Blimey, yeah. That's nearly as far as Bolton, that is.
I know, and I've got to drive then. It's pouring down rain.
Whole road, fine.
Yeah, use a toll road, you'll be all right. Yeah. Thank you again, Andy. And listen, good luck in the league, mate. I hope something happens for you. And but unfortunately, we don't wish you luck this Saturday because we need to win.
Well, I wish you all, I thoroughly enjoyed listening into what you all had to say. I wish you all the best for the season. And as I say, Saturday's obviously different.
Yeah, definitely. You take care, mate. Thanks again.
See you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. There you go. That was Andy. That was a good guest. Love it. Well done, Claudio. Love that. That's brilliant.
Very knowledgeable.
Right then. So, yeah, very good. Very good indeed. Now, listen, we've got a few things. Yeah. We've still got a few things to talk. I'm trying to think where to put the book. Hold on. Still got a few things to talk about. Donations for George and John. Now, I've seen some things on Twitter this evening, which I think it's got a little bit out of hand. But there's a GoFundMe page come up to raise £87,000 for George and John's statue. To be honest with you all, I knew about this about 3 months ago, and I weren't allowed to say anything to anybody. It's been in the pipeline for quite a while. Joe Elliott, I've got a phone call with him on Sunday, and should find out a lot more coming into Sunday night's show. And basically, Joe's trying to raise with a load of other people the further £87,000. Now, they've already raised so much money, and the statue is going to cost over, I think it's £200,000, I think it is, or 250,000. So they're trying to raise the rest of the money, and they've asked fans to go on the GoFundMe and put some money in. Come to you, Vicky. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's good?
Great.
Asking the fans.
It's great. Yeah, I think it's great to have a statue, and I think it's something that brings everybody together, isn't it? People could chip in if they can afford it. If they can't, they don't. People can do what they want. But I think a lot of people would like the opportunity to. I think a lot of people will welcome the opportunity to be able to contribute to that, and something that's historic to the club. So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, and Claudio, your thoughts on it? I mean, even if you put a fiver in, it's £5 towards something that's going to be standing at the CBS or wherever they're going to put it for a long, long time.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and if people want to contribute, like Vicky says, fair enough. I don't think what I don't want to see is any shaming of people who don't want to do it. Which is fair enough either way. Plus, you never know, the club might step in at some point as well when they see. Because a lot of the times clubs don't step in because they want to see where money comes from. You might get some sponsors coming in and doing it as well. But yeah, there shouldn't be any sort of shaming of people if they don't want to fancy doing it, because not everybody has got the spare cash, basically. So but yeah, it's needed. I mean, it'd be great if the statue is in the style of them two sat on the bench, that image of them at Wembley, where they're both sat in that position on the bench and it's up on a high pedestal or something. I think that look kind of gone all goosebumpy then. Thinking about it, I think that'd be a good image of them two sat together on a bench, basically. That'd be quite good. Or when they're both holding the cup together around Wembley, that was quite a good image, wasn't it? Iconic image too. But something's needed. I mean, it's our biggest ever moment in the sport, our history. We won the FA Cup. Leeds United have only won the FA Cup once as well. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've got to go, so I'm going to ask you. I'll come to you in a minute, Ken. I know you got to go because you're shit off to Bolton. But what is your favourite FA Cup memory? Because I'll ask these two later on.
Oh, right. I mean, obviously, without being too obvious, the final itself. But I think the quarter final in '87, because just the chance to get to a semi-final was massive then, because we hadn't done it. And I think it's ridiculous. I'm going goose pimply again. Cyril Regis goal. I'm getting a bit emotional as well. It's mad, isn't it? Thinking about it.
When he burst through, you mean? When he burst through, score that goal,
Yeah, I'll stop there because it's just. I think the whole day and being with the old fella, brilliant.
Yeah, really good. Before you go, the fundraising page so far is up to £4,850. So people are donating. I've got to wait till payday, donate something, and I will be. So I just think it's fantastic. Claudio, you get off to Bolton, and you have a safe journey up to Bolton, and we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Safe journey, mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, listen to the radio show 9 to 11 on Saturday morning.
The breakfast show.
Yeah,
and then I'll go to the ground.
We'll give it a plug.
See ya.
Brilliant.
See you, mate.
See you later. So Ken, I mean, Wes has just come up here. He says maybe we should be cleaning the memorial walls at the CBS before we're doing a statue. It's not. This isn't to do with the CBS. This isn't to do with the club. It's a separate item that's being organised by Joe Elliott and friends. It's not, it's not related to the club as such. It is a separate entity. So, I mean, do you think this is a real good idea?
Oh, fantastic idea! As Claudia said, they achieved the most memorable thing in our history by winning the FA Cup, didn't they? They gave everybody so much pleasure that day, and the whole build up, the whole day was fantastic, and to lift that trophy against all the odds, against a very, very good Tottenham team on the day. Nobody gives us a chance really all the way through. To be honest, nobody gives us a chance. And then we went there and won it and brought the cup back. And not many teams have done that, have they? Really, when you look at it, not many teams have done that. So we're up there on that elite list, if you like, and as a FA Cup winners. And that was our first trophy, and that made it more special. So they deserve it, definitely, 100%. And I'll certainly be donating myself. Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure where they're going to put it. They're going to put it down by the new shop. Is that where they're planning to put it?
I haven't had a chance to read the whole article yet. So I literally got in from work. I've been doing other things, and I've just Joe messaged me and asked if we could talk about it tonight. And I seen a quick on Twitter about some comments. So I haven't had a chance where they're going to put it. But
I believe that's what I've heard. Somewhere near where the new shop is, but where the superstore is.
Yeah, that's
somewhere
around as well.
Yeah. So you walk around the ground, sort of thing, is absolutely brilliant. Beer Can has just come on. Could you put a link of the donation page? I could post it with commentary form. If you give me your, if you private message me, Beer Can. I'll get it across to you. Or I've just retweeted it on X under Sky Blue Fans TV, and it's Coventry City on. I've just retweeted their GoFundMe page. So at the moment, it's up to 200. Hold on, it's gone up to 4,910 now.
Wow.
There you go. So it's gone up since we've been talking about it, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, Beer Can, if you head over to Twitter, mate, you'll see it. I've retweeted it on Sky Blue Fans TV. I think it was our last retweet that we did, so it is on there. Thanks for that, mate. That was absolutely superb. I mean, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I wish I had 500 quid because I'd love my name on the statue. You can, if you pay £500, you can get your name on it. I'd love my name to be on there because in my lifetime, I think I know everyone talks about it, and we're going to talk about our favourite FA Cup moments. But I think it was my favourite FA Cup moment ever. It you know, like Claudia was saying about quarterfinals. I remember the semi-finals sitting on one of them. There was a lad who was in the band that I was in, the City Coventry Drum Corps, and he was like 6 foot, and he put me on his shoulders because I was only 4 foot high or whatever I was in the semi-final, and that was just amazing to be able to see the semi-final by sitting on someone's shoulders. But for me, it was just the whole thing of the whole occasion, from the quarterfinals to the semi-finals to the final, I think was just out of this world. And I'll never forget us driving back to Coventry and all the bridges up the M1, up the A45 and all that, they all had people writing on bed linen, congratulations Sky Blues, or Coventry City, congratulations. It's just absolutely amazing. And I don't think you could ever... The only way we could do it would have been by winning the playoff final last season, which hopefully we're going to go and do this season. But I'm going on a desert island while that's happening, so I ain't going through that ever again in my life. But I mean, I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I just think it's about time we've had a statue. The CBS is our home now. It is our home. It's looking more like home. We've got Jimmy Hill. Why not George and John? And as we live and die in these towns, says if Robbins takes us to the Premier League before he retires, there needs to be a statue of him as well, because that will be the biggest achievement as well, won't it, Vic?
Yeah.
It's not if, it's when he takes us.
Yeah. When this year. But
I mean, it is good and it is fantastic. So, Ken, what was your favourite ever FA Cup moment?
Well, I've probably got to agree in a way with Claudio. I was lucky enough to go to all the games, starting obviously with the home game against Bolton, which is the only home game we had, and all the rest of the games were at went to Stoke, Man United, Hillsborough for the Sheffield game, back at Hillsborough for the semi-final, and then to Wembley. So, out of all them games, the game I was worried about, when I was there, and I thought we're not going to get through this. It was Stoke away. I thought they were battering us at one stage. We managed to get through it, but and hang on, and we got the goal. But I was really worried about that game. But we managed to come through it. And Man United, we beat them quite. I thought we were the better team, deserved it. But out of all of them, I've got to probably agree with Claudio that the quarter final at Sheffield Wednesday was a tremendous. Absolutely brilliant day, because we were that one step away to get to the semi, and it was so exciting to get to a semi-final. We've never achieved that, and it was one step away from Wembley. And Sheffield Wednesday were on a fantastic run as well. At home, I don't think they'd lost a home game for a long, long time, and we went up there and beat them 3-1. It was brilliant. Nobody sort of gives a chance, if you like, but because they had such a strong home record. We thought, bloody hell, we've been drawn away from home again. We could have done with a home game in the quarter final when you got a little bit of luck, but we got drawn away again, and so we had to do it the hard way. And we went there and won 3-1. And for me, that was Regis's goal was brilliant, and to go up there and win 3-1 was fantastic. And then to go on, obviously go back to that stadium in the semi-final was even better. But to be honest, thinking about it, the quarter-final was the one that stands out for me.
I mean that I didn't get to go to Stoke or to Man United. I went to the home against Bolton. I was too young. I didn't. It was too much for me back then. But I mean, that Cyril goal in the quarter-final, wearing the bright yellow kit, was just
the yellow kit. Yeah.
It was just amazing, wasn't it? Absolutely amazing. It was just fantastic. And I mean, bless God, Cyril, love you to bits, mate. You're my favourite player ever, and you always will be. Even though I love Sakamoto and O'Hare, but Cyril's my top player forever and ever.
It was just a typical Cyril Regis goal, wasn't it? Typical Regis goal.
Yeah.
Blasting through, nobody could catch him, strong as an ox, and just finishing.
Will always ask me. He always asked me what was Cyril like. I said, well, you imagine what Vic was like. I said, that's how Cyril was really. He used to just budge everyone out of the way, and he did, didn't he? He just used to run through people. I mean, his legs were huge. His legs were absolutely massive. He was just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. We'll get Vicky's take in a minute because she wasn't around in '87, so we'll get her take on what her favourite FA Cup moment is. But I want to bring this one up here. Anne Joyner, good evening, Anne. Love you, lady. Coming back down the Hinkley Road after the final, took us nearly an hour. Played Go For It City on repeat on a C90 cassette, both sides. And the dog was in his scarf on the outside of his house. Love it.
Cool.
Love it. Now, Vic, obviously you missed the 87. I mean, for you, following the City all these years, what's been your memorable FA Cup moment?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I think I always feel gutted. So I watched the cup final in '87. Because we used to watch the cup finals as a family, because I think back in that day, the cup final meant more than it did these days. Like, you had Saturday 3:00 kickoff. The whole day was about FA Cup Day, wasn't it? So whilst I'm the only Coventry fan in my family, we did used to sit down and watch cup final day. And I was old enough. I mean, I was still young, but I was old enough to understand that it was Coventry, and that's where I was from. So I do remember that. But obviously, I hadn't been to a match. I hadn't started following the club properly. I hadn't been to my first game or anything. So I still just always feel gutted that it's obviously a few years too young to have really appreciated that time. And I think then, obviously, the trouble in the 90s was that we were a Premier League team. The biggest worry you ever had in the FA Cup was that you were going to get drawn to someone like in the league and get beaten, because 9 times out of 10 you were just going to get embarrassed. And I guess that then when we went through our bad spell and got relegated down the leagues, that then gave us the opportunity to be the opposite to that. And so I guess when we beat Stoke and got Mark Hughes sacked, that's something that sticks in my mind. I've also got a very recollection of going to Leeds, Leicester away in a cup tie. And so that's a sort of memory in my mind. But I think that
and away at Villa, of course.
Yeah, Moldova.
Yeah, Villa away.
That was the
first win at Villa Park, wasn't it? 1-0.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, first win at Villa Park. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So so I think I'm still waiting. I think probably for my best ever FA Cup moment. Hopefully one day it'll come.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Now here's a question: who paid for the Jimmy Hill statue? I think it was the same thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Jimmy Hill Foundation?
Public donations. Public donation.
They had the Jimmy Hill Foundation, which
it
raised
was the Jimmy Hill
money.
Yeah, that's right. That's Joe ran that as well, didn't he? The Jimmy Hill Foundation that finished last year, didn't it? In January last year, I think that finished, the Jimmy Hill Foundation. So it's the same consortium again, trying to sort out the George and John statue. As I say, I will know more details on Sunday because I've got a phone call with Joe. I call him Uncle Joe because he's like an uncle. I love him to bits. He's brilliant. So it'd be absolutely fantastic to have a little chat with him. He can't wait. So let's see, before we finish off the night then, have you got your 3 favourite players this season, Vic, while I look at the comments?
Yeah, so is it, I wasn't sure because you said 2023. So is it this season or the whole of 2023?
Whole of 2023. So from last January all the way through to now.
Yeah, because then really you've got to include Hamer and Vic, and I think a lot of people think you mean just this season because they've been discounted. But I mean, I think if you're including the whole year, they have to both go in for their contribution at the beginning of the year, and then it's probably a toss up between Sakamoto or Milan for like the second half, and I think probably Milan than me just because I think he gelled a bit quicker than Sakamoto. I think Sakamoto will be his time now between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. And Ken?
Yeah, I've got 3, and obviously I've included Vic and Hamer. They're up there because they're 2 important players for us last season. Unfortunately, they're not with us any longer, but so them 2 are on there, and I've got to put Sakamoto in because he's the man of the moment, and I think he's just going to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely going to get better. Definitely all day long. Absolutely love it. Let's get some comments before we go then. I think it's worth giving credit to Josh Eccles and his corners recently. He got some criticism for them earlier in the season, but his corners for the first goal against Burr was terrific. Yeah, we were saying, why is he taking corners at times? We were saying he can't beat the first man, no one on the near post flicking the ball in, especially when we played Rotherham and Rotherham scored a goal from a near post corner. And that's how Eccles' corners were going. Now all of a sudden he's changed it and he's become good, and he's getting better.
Yeah, and I guess to a certain degree, I mean, I don't know because obviously I've never played football at that level, but as much as you practice, you're still getting used to the players and where they're running and where he's going to put the ball. Or maybe that's just part of them gelling as a team. Like they will understand now what Eccles is going to do with the ball, and it's just helping these sort of things just by margins, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe that's because I never thought Eccles. They weren't the most horrendous corners. I've seen worse over the years. They just weren't really created anything. But maybe it's just now that the players are understanding what he's doing, and that's the difference. I don't know.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Ken?
Yeah, I reckon probably Robbins and ADV have actually had a word with him and trying to sort it out and trying to. They've obviously noticed the corners are not getting in or weren't getting in, but you know, he's improving and obviously the message has got to him. He's got to get better quality crosses into the box, and he's doing that and he's doing it, and it's he can't knock the lad because he's come in, he's done tremendous. He's come in. And he didn't get much game time last year because Hamer was here, and he's come in and slotted in quite nice when he's and he's been in and out of the team as well because every time he does come back in, he performs well. So he's been unlucky when he's been out of the team as well. So yeah, he's a good lad, and he's another one who's only going to get better because he's only a young lad, isn't he? So he'll get better.
Yeah, definitely. Robin Fletcher's come in and says, I got absolutely slated for saying dropping Wilson as his confidence had dropped, and dropping Fads for the lack of pace. Now going 4 at the back and 3 up front. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember him saying that to me. Hadji Wright will be epic. He'll be Premiership player for me eventually. A Palace kind of player. That's from Nick Lowe. Let's have a little look. See, let's go right down. We can't get through all the comments tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic from everyone. So thank you so much for commenting tonight. It's been brilliant. Dave McGee's come in and says O'Hare, Sakamoto, Wright best. What's happening with O'Hare contract? No one knows yet. No one knows. We've just got to wait and see. Ian Pimlott's come in and said 12,790. And Covandy says, does anybody else remember Greg Downs coming out of the pitch against Wednesday in the league with a blonde wig? Yes, because we used to think, Greg Downs, he's got no hair, but we don't care. Greg Downs. Yeah, and he come out with a blonde wig on, didn't he? Last game of the season, I remember that. It was brilliant. Now, before we do spot the ball, the fundraiser is up to 4,950. If we get another 50 quid in before the show finishes, that'd be brilliant. That'd take it up to 5,000 tonight. That'd be brilliant. If anyone wants to put 50 quid in or £5, £2, whatever you want to put in, don't care. If you can I'll tell you what, if like 36 of you are watching, put £2 each in, we're in it, aren't we? We're there. Right. Okay. So spot the ball. Have you got all the answers down there, Ken?
I haven't got. I know Claudio was doing that. I'm doing the guess the gate.
Oh, bugger, Claudio's gone, isn't he? Okay, no worries. Don't worry about it. Someone's bound to shout up, or if someone can scan through the comments quickly. Okay, so spot the ball. Where is it? It is number 20.
All between his legs. Yes.
Now, number 20.
Looks like
now,
looks like it's going in there, doesn't it? Looks like it's going in.
It does. It does, definitely. Yeah, number 20. So I do know some people have given the right answer tonight. I have seen it a few times. So what we need to do, there's one. No, beer can. Beer can. You're too late.
Mark Harrington's one.
Robin's just said he'd go halves with me of £500. Oh, Robin, I can't even afford 250, mate. Honestly, but thank you, Robin. I love you, mate. I do love you. Great show, guys. Mark Harrington got number 20.
Yeah.
Wayne Vaughan got number 20. I have seen some others as well, I think. Did you guys say 20?
No, I said 9, unfortunately. You know me, I'm rubbish at the old spot the ball.
9. Yeah, no one got it right on the panel. So I think it was just Mark Harrington and Wayne, but I know they've already won once, so I don't know if they want their prize again, do they? I probably don't. But yeah, we'll have to go with Claudio. We'll have to have a look at his sketches when he gets back from Bolton. I don't know what time he's going to be back. That's going to be one hell of a night, isn't it?
I've just looked at the comments. There's the only 2 I can say, so I think that's just the 2.
Yeah, I've just quite a lot. I can't see any more.
Apart from Billy Can, it should have a sneaky.
No, beer can. No, he just sneakily did. No, unless he's behind. I don't think he's going to be behind, is he? Listen, guys. It's been absolutely brilliant tonight. You enjoyed yourselves?
Oh, brilliant! Yes,
yeah, great.
As always. First show of the new year. Fantastic.
Yeah. Now there won't be a live show Saturday before the FA Cup because it's too early, and I'm not getting there too early. So there won't be a live show Saturday.
I was going to
Ken,
talk about.
Next.
I'll be on live show on Sunday. Yes, back to normal Sunday. So we'll have all the normal stuff on there. We'll hopefully try and get a guess the gate as well for the following game against Leicester, which should be near enough a sellout, I should think, shouldn't it? All going well. Tickets are going well for them.
Much, yeah.
Well, they say sell out, but don't forget you got the executive seats and all that.
Well, it all depends how many corporate seats they sell, doesn't it? They normally you empty the corporate, so if they manage to sell all them, then you never know. We might get a record attendance. You never know. Fingers crossed.
Never know.
And
Wayne says he hasn't had his last prize.
We were going to mention about the Millwall game being changed, weren't we?
Oh, yes, before we go, yes. Millwall. I forgot about that one. Yeah, 11th of February.
Yes, Sunday again. So everybody had plans, which I'm sure you did, didn't you, Vicky? Did you have plans for that?
Okay.
That's another Saturday off the calendar, unfortunately. So it's going to be another boring Saturday for everybody because there's going to be no football. So we're now kicking off at 12 o'clock on the Sunday on Sky. So not going to be the same at all, is it? But hey ho, it's one of them. We can't do much about it. It's Sky TV are dictating things at the moment, and it wouldn't be surprised if there's a few more games as the season goes on. Obviously, we're up there challenging, so there'll probably be a few more fixtures that are going to be changed for TV purposes.
Well, I was going to say they're not going to get Birmingham anymore because it isn't Wayne Rooney.
No, exactly. Yeah. No. Well, that's the biggest surprise of the season, him getting sacked, weren't it?
Oh, really? Oh, Stephen McGovern's come on. He says, get Joe Elliott on as a guest. Yes, I will be speaking to him Sunday. I'm going to try and get him on for next Thursday. So bear with. I will have a chat with Joe, and he will come on. He has said he will come on. Just when I can get him free to be able to come on because he is a very busy man. But I'll get him on. Don't worry, Stephen, and you can all ask questions and what it's all about and where's it all coming from. So we'll get that sorted for you. So Ken, you're back Sunday. Victoria, you come in Sunday as well?
Yes, next Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, and next Thursday as well, don't forget. So we'll be live next Thursday. We'll try and get a Leicester guest on. Last time they didn't want to come on, so it might be a little bit difficult.
Well, hopefully we'll be celebrating and around in the next round of the FA Cup, all going well.
Hopefully, and having Chelsea away or Spurs away would be great.
And a decent draw, yeah.
I want to go down there. I want to go Spurs' ground. So there we go. Well, listen, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for your comments. I'm really sorry we couldn't get through every comment. There was absolutely loads tonight. Just, we'll see you Saturday, nice and early. Enjoy the game. Can I be back Sunday at 7:30? And big play up Sky Blues, guys. Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.